it's your girl Mgonga. If you're new to this channel, thank you for joining me, and please do stick around. And if you are a returnee, thank you for coming back, and I hope you enjoy the video. Ever since I've uploaded the mental health videos and the rape video, I realized that many people are actually rape survivors and they don't have anyone to talk to, they've never voiced it out. When I uploaded the video, I remember someone actually messaging me on Instagram, and she told me that a few weeks ago she was raped and she has never told anyone. I was the first to know, which actually made me realize that this is a serious issue. It has always been, but people do not talk about it. And rape survivors go through certain stages of trauma which they do not know about. And I'm hoping that with the videos that I make, they will understand what they're going through. They will know that the emotions and everything that are feeling are normal after a traumatic experience. These videos are not only for rape survivors or people who have mental issues, but they're also for family, friends, partners who know that someone that has gone through the experience, or they see someone going through some changes but they're not sure what it is. So with these stages, you will understand what the person is going through, and somehow maybe you will be able to help them and be a support system, because sometimes it's not easy to talk about these things. But if you have people who are always there for you, people who are showing you love, it makes you feel that there is hope and you are not alone in the process that you're going through. Rape victims go through post-traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD, and rape traumatic syndrome, which is RTS, which includes disruption to normal physical, emotional, cognitive, and interpersonal behavior. Rape traumatic disorder is divided into 3 stages of psychological trauma. The first stage is acute stage, and the second stage is the outer adjustment stage, and the last stage, which is the third stage, is the renormalization stage. So the first stage starts a few days or weeks after the person has been raped. And for me, I think I went through this stage when I was in primary, and my stages will differ from other people's stages, and the duration of these stages might also differ. So as I said in the other video, that I was raped when I was 4 years old. Therefore, I didn't know what had happened to me until I was in high school. Until I was in, primary school, when we were being taught about rape and whatnot and how to stay away from those things. That's when it hit me that, wait, that actually happened to me, so that means I was raped. So that's when the stages started for me. So it started way later. That's why I'm saying that the duration and when it starts, it differs from person to person, depending on how old you were when the assault happened. So the person may feel agitated, the person may suffer from crying spells. This has happened to me. I would sleep every day crying because I get flashbacks and think about the day that everything happened. I know, like, I was so young, but I remember everything vividly, and I often blame myself that maybe it was my fault. So that would make me cry, and I think of myself as less of a person than other people who have not been raped, which also just made everything worse. And not all rape survivors express their feelings outwardly. Some may appear calm and act as if nothing has happened. That is the acute stage. And then the second stage is the outward stage. This I went through this stage when I was in high school. This stage lasts from months to many years. At this stage, survivors seem to have resumed their normal lives, And survivors tend to cope with what has happened. They pretend as if everything is fine, even though internally or inside they are dying, and they refuse to talk about this. I remember when I told my parents, that was like the last day I've ever spoken about it to anyone. So I didn't want to talk about it because it made me weak. So I never wanted, I've always put up like a front when it came to that part, and I've always been like the strongest person. So that made me weak, and I never wanted to be in that state, so I just kept quiet about it. And they also analyze what had happened. So you just think of everything that happened. What could I have done differently? What was I wearing? Maybe I provoked the person, or things like that. Like, you analyze everything that happened on that specific day, and you also have flashbacks of what had happened. And that's the outward stage. And then the last stage is where I am at, the last stage, which is the renormalization stage. So here, so with this stage, I think I entered this stage grade 12 or beginning of my first year is where I entered this stage. And I'm still at this stage. Survivors begin to recognize his or her adjustment stage. You understand that you were not to blame for what had happened, because it's something that you had no control over. So you just learn that, listen, why am I blaming myself? Because I didn't ask for what had happened. And survivors integrate the sexual assault into their lives so that it is not the center of focus, which is basically what I am doing. So with these videos that I'm making, I'm hoping that it reaches out to people who are rape survivors. It is not easy to go through such a traumatic experience, and sometimes you feel that you're alone, there's no one to talk to, or you will get judged. And if you tell someone, they will not understand because they haven't been through the same situation. Therefore, how can they understand what you are going through? So with these videos, I just want the people to know that they are not alone. A lot of people have gone through the same situation, and people should not go through such traumatic experiences, but we do live in a cruel world, and that you will, with time, you will heal. You understand that you are not the problem, and that you are deserving of every good thing in this world. Hang in there. There is help. Speak to someone that you trust. Speak to someone whom you think you are, speak to someone whom you are comfortable to, because it's easier to talk to someone that you trust, someone that you're comfortable with, because you're not going to think that they're going to judge you, you know. So there is help, and if there isn't, if you don't think there's anyone that you can reach out to, I'm here. You can always send me a DM on social media. On Instagram it's at @ahlume_mqonci, Twitter at @ahlume_mqonci. You can send me a message. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can and talk about your experience. With these stages, some of them may overlap, so you might still experience behaviors from the outward stage even though you are in the renormalization stage. So what I still have is, I still get flashbacks of what had happened, but I don't blame myself anymore. I don't cry about what had happened, because I've accepted that, listen, it had happened, there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to accept, I have to heal, and just know that it was not my fault. And one thing that I still have today is anger. I'm angry of what had happened. I'm angry of what he took from me, my purity, something that I would have valued even today. And I think that if that didn't happen, there's certain things that I would do differently. I wouldn't even be the same person that I am today. But also, I've accepted that it had happened to me, because in a way it has made me a stronger person. And I think that if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So I'm not going to say that I'm grateful for what had happened, because that is not supposed to happen to anyone. But I am strong because of it. I am the product of the circumstances. Therefore, I need to be strong. I need to be the voice of other people. I want to be the voice of the voiceless. And I will take my experience and make people learn from it. You know, it's not easy to take a personal experience and speak about it to other people, because people might use it against you in the long run. But you have to be strong. You know why you are doing what you are doing. Therefore, you have to stand your ground. That is the person that I am. I know people will look at me differently and be like, oh, that girl that was raped, I didn't ask for it. Therefore, I'm not going to look like the bad person. You're going to look like the bad person. Because why are you using something against someone? Something that was inevitable, something that they couldn't control. Why are you using it against them? That has happened, but it has also made me a stronger person. It has made me ahlume that I am today. And one thing that I also noticed that I'm struggling with is leaving my sister with other people, or other people, which includes me. I don't care who it is. It can be an uncle, my father, anyone. If I don't see my sister around for like maybe 15 minutes, I start to worry. I'm thinking, where is she? What is she doing? And it hurts, because I'd even think that my own father would do something like that. I've been left with my father many times and he has never ever done anything to me. But because of what had happened, I'm always worried. I'm always thinking maybe it's going to happen to someone, and I don't want anything like that to happen to someone that I love. And sometimes when I think about these things, I get so angry to a point where if it would happen to my sister, I think I would actually kill that person and go to jail for it. So these are the traumas and things that we go through that people don't understand. People would never think that I went through something like that because of the strong person that I am. You never assume that I was raped, because I don't let it bring me down. It's not the focal point of my life. Therefore, it's behind me. It's my past. It's always going to be there, but I have to move on. So that's one of the things. I still get flashbacks. I don't want anyone near my sister, a male especially, and even my brother for that matter, because people are sick out there. People are sick, but it's mostly my sister. So I just want you guys to understand that people have their own skeletons, and before you start judging them, first understand who they are and what they're going through before you make an assumption of who they are. And what I'd like to ask from you guys is to please share this video and the other videos, because you don't know what people are going through. People are silent about things that are killing them inside, because it is really not easy to talk about these things. There are silent killers. People go through depression, anxiety, because they think that there is no one out there to help them. They feel helpless, lonely. And with these videos, I am hoping that even if it's one person, they get the message, they get to heal, they get to understand what they're going through. That will mean everything to me. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Bye.